Hi, I'm Sarah from Entropy Physiotherapy and Wellness, and I thought we would take a minute tonight with Jack's help to talk about pelvic floor exercises, also known as Kegels. I think that starting with a little bit about anatomy and what we're doing and why is pretty helpful. So one is, where is our pelvic floor? It is the floor of our core, the floor of our pelvis, and it goes from our pubic bone to our tailbone, and then out to the sides are sits bones. And there are two layers. So there's a more superficial layer, which even though this is obviously female model, gentlemen, you have the same muscles in a slightly different arrangement. And then on the inside, we have a muscle called the levator ani, which is actually a collection of muscles that run from the coccyx or your tailbone out to the sides, all the way to the front, around your rectum. And it creates kind of I like to think of it more of like a trampoline than a hammock, where it's helping support everything on the inside. It functions in keeping you continent, allowing you to go to the bathroom, as well as sexual function. So when we do Kegels, what are we trying to do? Well, in my brain, we're trying to make them stronger, but also more coordinated. Because we're using our pelvic floor muscles all the time. They're part of our postural support. They do help us maintain continence. They're working even when we're not thinking about it. But again, every now and then, they need a little bit of attention. So a lot of people, when they think about Kegels, they just think squeeze. And I just did Kegel face. So if you're trying to do a pelvic floor exercise or a Kegel and you feel your shoulders go, or your butt squeezes together, or your knees come together, or you make the face, none of those are actually your pelvic floor. So when you contract your pelvic floor, really the only thing that should move is your coccyx, as far as bones go, and you should feel kind of a gentle drawing up and in, down below, that nobody else can see. So if I do a Kegel right now, which I am, you should have no idea. So my breath doesn't change, my face hopefully doesn't look any weirder, and my shoulders didn't get tense, I didn't get taller, none of those things happened. So doing a Kegel is kind of a trick you can do in public. Now, another thing that can be a challenge is to do a pelvic floor contraction and keep breathing. So what I'd like everyone to do who's watching this is to go ahead and contract your pelvic floor and breathe in and breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then relax. Now, some of you might have just knocked it right out of the ballpark where everything was fine. But some of us notice that we start to lose the contraction either on the exhale or on the inhale, and that's not great, because if I just go and I suck in and I hold my breath, my pelvic floor kind of does come in along with it, but that's not really an active contraction. So to make sure that your pelvic floor is firing on all cylinders, let's just try this. So you're going to breathe in and then contract your pelvic floor and feel kind of a lift without any of the weirdness that goes around on the outside, and then exhale, and then relax. Now, hopefully what you felt was you felt a little squeeze, so kind of a drawing up and in from down below, and then as you breathed in and out, it stayed there, and then as you exhaled, you felt it go back to where it started. The relaxation really is just as important as the contraction. So don't forget, you have to feel it let go, but also you want to tell it when to let go. So let's try that again. So we're going to inhale, contract the pelvic floor, exhale, and then relax the pelvic floor. So hopefully you felt it contract, you were able to exhale, and then relax. So now let's try it reverse. So now we're going to exhale, contract the pelvic floor, inhale, and then relax the pelvic floor. So again, hopefully what you could feel is the contraction, the change of breath, so in this case it was an inhale, and then the exhale. Okay, so now we're going to try one full breath. Okay, so we're going to let's go ahead and inhale, and we're going to contract our pelvic floors, and then we're going to exhale, and keep contracting and inhale, and then relax. Okay, good. So hopefully you're feeling that change. You're being aware that you're not using too much tummy, too much shoulders, too much face, and you could actually keep the contraction as you breathed in and you breathed out. So then you can progress to doing 2 breaths, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and then relaxing. And that's about 10 seconds. So for those of you who have tried to do Kegels but find them terribly boring, if you can just keep yourself focused to contract, we're going to do 1 rep together. So here we go. We're going to contract, breathe in, keep contracting as we breathe out, keep contracting as we breathe in, keep contracting as we breathe out, and then relax. And there you go. There is 1 exceptional pelvic floor contraction that you just did, and you are the boss of the entire thing. So if this was helpful, awesome, keep practicing. If you're kind of confused and you're not really sure what you should be doing, please do seek out a pelvic floor therapist. We're physical therapists who are specially trained in assessing these muscles, and we can help you get on the track to being confident, strong, coordinated, and independent. So this is not a thing that you'd come to therapy 3 times a week for 6 weeks. This is more, think about it more like a piano lesson, where we're going to give you some instruction, you're going to go practice, and then when you come back in, we'll either give you some fine tuning or a high five and send you on your way. So I hope this was helpful, and have a great night.